Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 107, The Dragon's Maw. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and irascible Dungeon Master, Michael Corley. And with me tonight is Izzy. Izzy, tell everyone who you will be playing.
Hello everyone, I'm Izzy, and tonight I will be playing Marezi Mugraw, level 7 half-orc barbarian, human father, orc mother.
That is correct. And speaking of that, in a moment, is someone else. But right now, I'm going to introduce James. James, tell everyone who you will be playing.
Hello, I'm playing Penton Chalice, who is a spell scale sorcerer. Human mother, human father, dragon blood.
Dun dun dun, all cop. And also with us, a special guest tonight is Rebecca. Rebecca, tell us who you will be playing.
I will be playing Demwolf. I am a ranger and a rogue, and I am 6 feet 4 inches tall.
Very tall, but not nearly as tall as your one-time lady love, the mother of Marezi.
I like tall women.
Who's, well...
He does.
It's true. It's true. When we last left our players, we found that Dinwolf had gotten a lead on a temple and had made his way to find not a temple, but... weird remnants of sailor garb and sailor equipment, and then Marezi and Penton were attacked by zombie pirates, which is weird because you're in the middle of the mountain ranges here, and you are more than a month's travel from the Sand Swallow Sea, so it's very, very strange. And then after that combat, the sharp eyes of Afiel, the familiar... I apologize. What is Rayfiel a raven?
Raven.
Raven.
Yeah.
Yes, just to make sure I got that right. She spotted up ahead, and you looked up over the thundercrack, the entrance to a cavern that is carved in the shape of a dragon's head. What would you all like to do?
I'm definitely going to attribute anything that I ever spot to Afiel's influence.
With your -4 spot check. That is quite understandable. That she is literally mentally pulling on your sleeve all the time.
Right.
Going like, no, this way to go to the bathroom. This way.
Okay. Well, I reckon we should check out the cave. I mean, it's a dragon's mouth. I mean, what horrors could come from that? I mean, we like dragons, right? I mean, I do.
And Dinwolf?
Do you see that beautiful dragon's head? It is the
I
most
do.
beautiful dragon's head I have ever seen. I must get out my field book here and draw. I need to take sketches now. I may never see anything like this again.
And in fact, Dinwolf, this is, you suspect, the temple that you had seen an etching of in the serving plate, which Izzy has kindly shared again. That you were eating from in Baba Yaga's hut.
But yet something about it.
I just wanted to show her the drawings of Denwolf. I did.
Yes, so they are very, very good, and they are worthy of showing.
It seems so familiar to me. I know I've seen this dragon somewhere. Where have I seen it before?
Go ahead and give me a check here. I want to get your... this would be a knowledge, a dungeoneering check for you. So that is a plus 10.
Oh, jeez. 13.
13? Okay. Well, it is definitely a temple. You are certain that this is a temple. But with a 13 roll, you do not know whose it is. You suspect that it's dragon related? But, you cannot tell any great detail, but it is definitely a temple.
Well, I say we absolutely, once I get we need to go in.
Indeed.
Yeah, this seems about right for us. Let's go into the thing that looks like it's gonna eat us.
I totally agree.
And of course, Penton, you also have that slight niggling from your meditation early this morning, or
Right.
or in the early parts. It is technically morning now. This is like maybe like, I don't know, 4 a.m, something like that. But the moon is still out. It is still dark.
So this is a temple then? Yes?
This is a temple.
We definitely need to go in there then.
Let us.
Yeah, maybe it's to your dragon dad.
I don't have it. I don't. Forget it. Let's just go in.
So you begin making your way towards it. You do see, and maybe y'all, I don't know, have to kind of keep Dinwolf from stopping. There are various other little artifacts along the way. Some of them are also implements of sailors, but some of them are just,
Ooh, look, a trident.
these aren't. Yes. If you look at this stuff, you say that isn't it neat. You might even think that your collection's complete. Sorry. But a lot of it is really just villager stuff. Is just regular pottery. It's signs that habitation had occurred near here. As you make your way closer and closer to the temple, as you come to this dragon head, it looks like there may have been jewels or something set in the eyes, but they are now missing, and there is a line carved jaggedly through each eye in the temple.
Oh dear, sacrilege.
Definitely.
Now, is this an actual dragon's head, or is it just a carving of a dragon's head?
A very fair question in D&D. This is definitely a carving of a dragon.
Okay, good.
If it is like, turned to stone or something, that is technically possible, but everything indicates that it is a carving of a dragon.
Okay. Well, let's find out what's going on in there. Do you?
Okay.
Do you need light to see Denwolf in darkness?
Yes.
And
Oh yeah, haha, dumb human doesn't have dark vision.
yeah.
I'll find a candle.
Are-
Well, I can take care of the light for you. That's no problem. Fwing.
As our mobile God, I what is with my words today? I can't speak more good. As our light bright just as this radiance that had harmed the zombies earlier
I do make things with
radiates
light.
out from him.
That is so much better, thank you.
Sure. It's one of my many talents.
That is true. It's so funny because in our game, every single character we've had so far has had some kind of low light or dark vision.
Except me.
And you're actually the first who doesn't.
Yay, but I have a whip.
Congratulations.
All right, so
You do have a whip.
Yeah.
Where there's a whip, there's a way.
And
You're welcome.
I would like you to roll Dinwolf, and I would like you to add a plus 12 to that, please.
What is it with me and rolling? Why must I roll all the time? It is so much work. It is 31.
31. Oh my
Hello.
goodness. So as you walk in, you can actually see that there is a series of pressure plates at this entrance. And not only do you see which ones will activate, but you get a general sense that if these are activated with a 31, by the way, that's why you know all of this, not only will the mouth close, slam shut behind y'all, but the floor would actually lean downward, and y'all would begin sliding down towards the other end of this very long hallway.
Ooh, like we were being swallowed.
Yes. But with a 31 roll, you can easily point it out to the others to avoid.
Do not walk on those plates right there. Do you see them? Those are bad.
Cool.
What?
Okay.
There's
Yes.
plates?
Yes. Whenever you walk, be careful. We do not want to get swallowed into the dragon.
Hey, Phil, come and sit on my shoulder.
Okay.
Please
You want me
point
to
out-
sit on these plates?
No, sit on my shoulder and point the
Just
plates
kidding.
out. Point the plates out, please, because you know me.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. It's all cool. And I would like Penton and Merezi, I would like you to both roll a percentage die and let me know if you get a 100.
Here goes my D20.
I got a 97.
Ooh.
Not literally 3 away.
Wow, Merezi, so like there is a moment where one of your foot almost comes down on the plate. Dinwolf, how would you keep Merezi from stepping on it?
Stop!
Is it,
Ah!
Do not walk! Do not move! You must stay completely still.
I fall backwards on my butt.
That is fine. Your butt is cushioned. It'll be fine. Stand up. You're good. Let's move on.
I got a 30, so no worries there.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you're fine. I wanted to see the random chance of the possibility of one of you stepping on it accidentally, and that does not happen. As you make your way past, this is a very long, very narrow hallway. You could see, like, if you suddenly started sliding downwards, that would be a problem, as there's not a whole lot to grip onto. And way at the end, it probably goes on for about 50 feet. Or I'd say more like 50 yards. It's pretty far on. There is another mouth of a dragon. And you're kind of like eyeballing, you're imagining in your head if you were at like a 70-degree angle and you were sliding down, you would pretty much slide right into this mouth.
Neat.
Man, whoever built this, really into Vor.
Oh my god. I can't believe my daughter mentioned Vor. I have to make it an R-rated podcast. Anyone who doesn't know what that is, to quote Atlantis, don't tell him. I don't want to tell you. You told me, and now I'm telling you. Don't tell him.
Don't use Google Images search on that.
No, do
Wait,
not.
On
do
what?
not.
What? On Vor? Don't Google image Vor? Because
Yeah.
I am
Don't do what I'm doing
going
right
to do
now.
it right this very...
Oh!
Right
Another
The
adult
Izzy.
that I've
Izzy,
introduced
you
to more.
You killed our guest.
second. I mean, Vor,
Is it- Is it VOHR?
Oh no! There's another
The
one.
first one was
They're
Grandma.
falling like flies.
The first person I ever introduced to this was Grandma, so that's nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
Swallow.
So what
What?
happens to Dungeons and Dragons next, Father?
What is this?
Nope.
What?
Nope. We're going right down this hole until it reaches right down its hole. There we go.
Oh, no.
Oh!
So, for the listener, Izzy, just so we can get past this and onwards, could you briefly describe what 4 is? I can't believe I'm saying that.
Being sexually aroused by being eaten or eating someone. You're welcome! The more you know!
The more you
Do
know.
do do do.
Did you say the Vor you know?
The Penton is killed by a rock. A rock falls on him. He's dead. No.
I didn't say it.
It was me.
Okay.
That is the
So-
oddest thing I've ever... I paid someone to vor me. What? You can pay people to vor you? I can't handle this.
By the way, as long as we're on complete thing, I was looking up a dragon picture earlier for the podcast, and one of the little image search, the caption under it was, "Where's all the dragon poop?" So it's just
I just spat water all over my sketchbook, all over my wonderful drawings of Denwolf.
No!
they are destroyed. I do not regret this at all, even though this is a complete. I do not regret it at all.
I learned something
Vor
new today.
videos.
I mean...
Vor videos. I should click on that.
No, not the animated GIF. Not the animated
Wait,
GIF.
there's an animated gift? Hold on, wait, what?
Oh my God.
I missed this.
No, it's.
Oh, there
I'm just
is.
making up
No,
stuff.
there is.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of them. Most of them furries.
Probably.
Ah.
Imagine there's a lot of crossover there.
Yeah. Okay. Centering.
Sorry, furries. I respect you.
This is...
To quote something I heard recently, furries can do infinite crimes because they're always wearing a mask and gloves.
Yeah.
So, inside the mouth of the dragon's head, which is another sculpture, much smaller but more than big enough for a person to fit into, as you approach it, there is simply darkness. And at first, you think that it's like just dark in there, but as your eyes adjust and as your glow is casting on this darkness, Penton, you realize that no light goes in there at all. And I would like for all of you to give me a spot check.
Anything?
Whoa, 5!
I got a 10.
10, okay.
2.
And I believe yours is +4, Dinwolf.
That's great. 6.
6.
Yes.
Okay. It's really dark in there, is what you all can tell.
Actually, I just remembered something. When I'm in contact with my familiar, I take on some of the bonuses of my familiar. So basically, we kind of share each other's best traits.
Okay.
So that would actually be a 16.
Very good, and that pulling on your sleeve as y'all are in mental rapport, and in fact, maybe there's even a moment where one of the other characters happens to look up, and your eyes look almost like a raven's eyes for a moment, as you just kind of, and what you actually see now as you're looking at this is it is actually round, so it's not actually like that the mouth itself is dark. It is that there is a sphere in there that is completely dark.
Is it just like a bubble of magical darkness?
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
Okay, that I can deal with. I mean, at least understand. Well, that's interesting.
And I would like you, Penton, to give me an Arcana check.
That I will do. I can see if there's something I can do about it. This one. 26.
26. So you remember, I know that it's traditional for spell scalers to often have like a mentor. Did you have a mentor? Or did you just kind of figure things out?
I was kind of left to my own devices after my mother left. And although I did spend some time with some fairies in the woods, they showed me a few things. It's been like piecemeal.
Gotcha. A hodgepodge of knowledge.
Yeah.
So this was just a tale that a fairy told you once of a sphere of annihilation. And pretty straightforward. Anything that is put inside it is destroyed. And if you are lucky enough not to put all of yourself inside of it, then probably you're going to lose that part. And then you're imagining, oh, wait, what if I was on a big sharp incline and sliding towards this? That would probably be bad.
I throw a rock in it.
Hey, everybody, don't touch the sphere. It's evil.
She said it first. So as you're saying, hey, don't touch, the rock goes, and there is no sound. I want to be clear. There's no sound. It is just... And then the rock is gone.
I throw another rock in it. This is the coolest thing.
And maybe you see a little bit, Pinson, where Merezi gets that weird curiosity from Dinwolf's actions earlier. And she's just chucking rocks. There's plenty of rocks. This is a ruined temple, and you're just chucking rocks in there.
Yeah, this is Merezi's version of the scientific method. Just chuck rocks at things.
So, Penton, you actually know that a sphere of annihilation can be controlled by a magic user, or at least you heard that.
Right.
But here's the thing. If you fail, it might come towards you.
Right.
So I'm not saying that you need to do that. I'm just saying that is something that you can try with your knowledge.
Right. Would that be an Arcana check?
It actually specifically would be an Arcana check. I know I always say that, but that is actually from the Sphere of Annihilation.
I feel like I want to test this because there might be something important back there behind the sphere. I mean, there's nowhere else to go, right?
There is nowhere else to go. You are correct.
All right. Well, let's feel this out. I mean, I'll kind of like call up my history of connecting with Audrey and kind of try and do the same thing with the sphere.
And in fact, that actually, I'm going to actually let you roll with advantage.
Okay.
And very specifically, not just because, but because you have spent the last several months connecting to Audrey in exactly this way, and even just recently connecting to Baba Yaga's hut, which was even more powerful, an extremely
Formidable.
powerful item. So you're going to get to roll with advantage. You do need to roll well.
I think
but
I'll
you get
be
to roll with
okay.
advantage.
I think I'll be okay. So basically, I guess I'm looking to push it back in toward deeper into the entrance because we don't want to bring it toward us.
Well, you can't. I mean, you can move it to the side. But that's,
okay. So it's not just like jammed in the mouth and it has to either go forward or backward. You can actually
right. I
just
mean, you
slip
literally
aside.
could just move it to the side.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's
if
do
you
that
wanted
then.
to.
I don't want to destroy whatever's behind it.
Okay.
With advantage, that's a 21.
Total?
Yes.
Yeah. That's not high enough.
Oh.
The sphere begins to move toward you.
No, you should all back up.
I would trying to decide exactly how I want to do this. I would like you, Penton. You can make a choice.
Okay.
So you can run, because the sphere is not like flying towards you. It is moving towards you. You can run and try to outpace it, or you can try again.
I'm going to try one more time after backing up a few steps.
Okay, understandable. With advantage.
Right. That's a little better. 30.
30 will do it. You needed a 25.
Oof. Okay.
If you had failed that time, it could have been bad. Do you, if you want to talk about 4d10 force damage, would be
that would
along
be the
the
end
lines.
of me.
Yeah. So you all see this as the sphere starts coming towards Penton. He takes a couple of steps back and then kind of steadies himself, and then it just stops right in front of your face. And there is no reflection. It is just utter darkness. And then almost casually, it just moves over to the side as you gain control over it. You can control it again. You can make it move again, but the same thing would happen if you tried to control it again and you fail.
Right.
So you can certainly just leave it there, and it will not move.
It is kind of cute.
Right. It's cute.
It's like a big weird pet!
I want to feel like Morezi was chucking rocks in it the whole time.
Yeah, that's about right.
Boom, boom.
I got some good sketches. I mean, we can go around it. No, I say let's go around it if we can.
I can't stress this enough. Don't touch it. It's evil.
And I love the idea of Dinwolf's sketchbook, and it's just a black dot. It's just like, look.
It is just a black dot. Indeed, indeed.
You know, for the kids.
For the kids, yeah, exactly. For kids. And you mentioned not destroying what was behind it. There is actually a mechanical mechanism behind where the sphere was.
Oh, well, good. What sort of, is it like a big lever, or is it a...
It's kind of like a series of levers and switches. It's very almost gnomish. This cave does not, but like this particular construction reminds you of something gnomish.
Okay, someone smarter than me has to figure this one out. I did the sphere. Somebody else has to do the levers.
I will go straight over because I love traps.
This fall under technically it is a type of trap in a way, so you would roll disarm trap. But your disarm trap is disable device, is 12.
Okay, and so that's 15.
15
Yes.
total? So what, did you roll a 3?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I know I'm doing great tonight. I got it.
No, it happens. Y'all hear like a krung, and the pillar behind kind of slides to the side like an opening. But also the pit trap, not pit trap, the elevation trap triggers from behind y'all. By the way, you notice this as the floor rises, it comes in contact with that sphere and just boom, that part of the floor just vanishes. There's just a perfectly circular hole where that part of the floor was, as the sphere remains exactly where it was. It just vroom. And so y'all are just ever so slightly sliding down, but you're at the end, so that's not a problem. The problem is the giant metal sphere that is now rolling towards y'all.
Oh, of course.
And so what you would have imagined is y'all would have started sliding about halfway down, and then the sphere would have started coming towards you, which would have forced you to either try something quickly with the sphere, the black sphere, or it would have forced you into it. But now it's just coming to kill you.
Wait, so it's coming down from behind us?
Yes. So literally, like, the entire floor tilted upwards about 70 degrees. So y'all actually weren't that affected by that because you're at the bottom.
Right.
But a giant metal sphere has just boom, dropped down and is rolling down towards you to kill you.
Well, there's only one thing to do.
What is that?
Start focusing on that sphere.
Okay. Now I will say one thing though. The sphere is let me sphere of annihilation is 2 feet in diameter, whereas this ball is like, 10 feet around.
Oh, so it's not going to swallow the thing whole.
It will not. That would be so awesome, and I love that you thought that, but it unfortunately would just make a perfect hole in the middle.
Dang.
Well, would it be metagaming if I gave my opinion on what Penton should do?
No, I don't mind.
2 feet in diameter, that kind of thing. If we put the sphere of annihilation in front of us, we could all crouch down, and it would make a hole. No, that wouldn't work.
No,
it just wouldn't be tall
big
enough.
Plus, it would be in motion, so it would gouge like a curved. Like a
stupid
like a
physics
pill shape in it. Yeah, I know physics is awful.
Now I want to clarify because I want to make sure I said it correctly. A pillar next to the dragon statue that the sphere of annihilation was in opened up. So with that roll that you did with Dinwolf, it did open a door. It's just this other thing is coming to kill you now. So there is a door to go through.
Let's run through the door, shall we?
Okay. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to overcomplicate things.
Okay.
But I do need everyone to make a roll for me. I think the easiest one would be a reflex saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, that's always a nice thing to hear.
Yes. And Dinwolf, let me make sure. Your reflex is plus 12. Well, you are a rogue after all.
Well, luckily I got a
14.
I got a 23.
14, 23. Okay.
23.
23. Okay. So,
That's like a bad roll
Berezi,
for you.
actually stumble as you're heading towards that. Dinwolf, you are closer. You can actually take an action to help Merezi through, but that will put you in danger of being crushed.
Ah. But I have something.
What is
It
that?
is a whip.
It is a whip! So I want you to roll with that whip. And you have a plus 15. Though this is a very specific... You do need to roll well for this, is what I'm saying.
One last ditch.
Well, and you do have a plus 1, since it's a magical whip.
Oh, man. Can I have a do-over? Wow.
Well, you do have 1 inspiration point you can use to re-roll 1 roll during the game.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do, because
This might
it's
be a
not
good time
going to
for that.
save my girl. So,
Okay.
that's not...
What is the total?
I'm working on it. 24.
Okay, well, 24 will do it.
Okay.
You needed to roll well, but 24 is really, really well. So you use that inspiration. That's the inspiration is what I think is like movie main character ability to do the impossible. As Penton, you quickly head through the door. Dinwolf, you're heading through the door, and you see Merezi stumble as she's heading through because of the incline. And you turn around and whoosh, and your whip goes around her leg, and you yoink, and you realize just how heavy Merezi is. How much do you think Merezi weighs, Izzy?
But over 200 pounds.
Yes, and she's in scale armor. So you yank, and you are strong. You're not like a weakling, Dinwolf, but it's like, but it's enough that you pull her forward as you yoink her through the opening in the pillar just as this giant metal ball boom crashes.
I have
in
adrenaline.
below.
I grab her, put her under, and we leave. We escape.
You make it through. You find yourself in a circular room. It is fairly large, about 50 feet in diameter. And everywhere around the circle is little daises where there should be statues. Every single one of the statues has been destroyed, just utterly reduced to rubble. Though there are little bits and pieces that remain. It is a large room. There is not an obvious exit from it. And there is also something in the east corner that is covered by an old and tattered cloth. It's about maybe 15 feet tall.
It is clear that someone was here looking for some.
I'm gonna turn on my my detect magic sight
Okay.
and glance around the room and see if there's anything in store for us in here.
Okay. So you do, as happens in some places, this ruined temple, there is like a residual magic that's everywhere. But specifically, you do not detect any magic in the destroyed statues.
Okay.
You do detect magic under that cloth. I should
course.
say that it's not like someone like threw a cloth over a statue or something like that. It's like someone covered something on the wall.
Okay.
Like the way you would cover a window.
Gotcha.
There is magic coming from that.
Okay. Well, I'll carefully walk over there and kind of take a peek.
Okay. So are you like peeking under the tarp?
Under or around it, or whatever makes most sense.
Okay. Yeah, you can just kind of like lift up a little bit.
Hello.
So, what you see is the first thing that you see is the edge of like a windowsill, for lack of a better term. But you quickly realize that like the windowsill has eyes, and they kind of shift around and look up at you. It is very malevolent, but there is not an attack happening.
That's passive malevolence.
Yeah, passive malevolence, exactly. And it is green, and it is sort of like oozing gently. Yeah.
Well,
there is something underneath there besides this. So imagine like a window that instead of stone and wood is this weird oozing stuff with sort of weird orangish eyes that aren't necessarily two together. Sometimes there's three, sometimes there's one. And there is something in the window or whatever it is beyond it, and it doesn't look like where you are.
okay.
Portal.
Puts the cloth back down.
Mhm.
There's something really weird behind this. It's got eyes and it's a window? Have you ever seen a window with eyes? I don't recall ever seeing anything like that before.
I would like everyone, if you can, to make a dungeoneering roll.
Would that be wisdom or intelligence?
That is, I believe, intelligence. And your dungeoneering, Dinwolf, is a +10.
I got a 19.
I got
Nice.
Nothing helpful.
23. I got a 23.
23. Okay. So perhaps in the Mugra clan, there had been stories told about these, and that you actually heard it, Dinwolf, when you were speaking to Merezi's mother years and years ago.
Speaking to.
Yes, speaking to. Telling secrets. That there is with both of those roles, neither is high enough to actually remember the name, but essentially there's a kind of demon that, like, what it does is open a portal to another reality, typically to the abyss, because it's a demon, but not necessarily. And you think that based on what he's describing, that's what this is.
Hey, that's a demon!
A widow is a demon?
A demon can be anything! Don't be racist, Penton!
You're right. I apologize to all windows.
You should.
Well, I don't... let's look around elsewhere first before we try opening this thing, because I don't think it's a good idea. I really don't.
You don't have to. You could just look around if you want to do a spot check in here.
Yes, let's have Aphil do a spot check.
Okay, Aphil and the others, everyone do a spot check, please.
16.
19. Thank you, Aphil.
13.
Over here. What was
13.
that? I'm sorry. 13. Okay. So Merezi and you. The problem, Dinwolf, is that you're actually very good at this sort of thing, but you're just obsessed with these fragments of these statues. Like, you're trying to put them back together. You realize that several of these, even though you cannot, they're just too badly damaged, but they seem to be either dragons or maybe dragon-born, based on, like, I can tell this is a tip of a wing and this looks like a claw, and whereas they are so badly damaged that you can't make out any more detail than that. But between the both of you, Merezi and Penton, you being seasoned adventurers, you just find another door. It was hidden, but you just find it. It's the opposite of the one you're at now. You don't have to open the spooky window. That probably would have been really bad.
Yeah. That's the impression I'm getting from this thing.
Yeah. One of the nice things about D&D is you don't have to poke everything. Is it's not always required. And you find another door. Would you like to check it for traps, Dinwolf?
Yes, I would. I would love to check it for traps.
Hint?
I'm sorry, I'm
Hint?
just so...
Hint?
these statues. Does anybody have a plumb bob by any chance?
I don't know
plumb
what
bob?
that is.
And
I'm not a sim,
Anybody?
sorry.
for the listener, what is
A
that?
plumb bob would be something I would use in my archaeological works. It is something that I would put on the end of a string, and it gives a weight, and I would be able to see how deep something is just by dropping it. No one? Alright, just checking. Okay, let's move on.
And the since I did fail to write that on there, that is the same bonus as your disable device. Is check for traps.
Okay, let's do it. 30.
30. Yes, it is definitely trapped. You're really glad that they waited for you to look at it. It has a really nasty and really well-made needle trap. You think that if you just tried to turn the knob, this large knob on here, that literally your entire hand would be filled with spikes, like little needle spikes, and almost certainly poisoned. Would you like to try to disable that?
No. Yes, of course I do. Yes, of course I do. I try so hard. I cannot help myself. Yes.
As you reach into your pack, and you have, of course, the thieves' tool.
Yes, I have the thief.
So what do you roll for disable device? 23. So you all see as he is working side to side, just kind of this side little mechanism that you're pulling, and you ping, spring, and it doesn't activate it, but you see all of the little holes open, and you can actually see the needles just kind of glimmering just beyond the darkness inside. It's very creepy because you need to actually turn that in order to open it, but you believe that you have disabled it.
Now we need a way to open it.
Oh, you can just open
Oh,
it.
I can just open it?
Yeah, it's disabled. You think?
I need light though, right?
Well, you've got the walking Halo Man.
All right, Halo Man.
With Penton.
I mean, I could try and open it magically just in case.
It's entirely up to you. He believes that it is disabled, but I'm the dungeon master, so I have to say that.
Are you feeling confident that it's not going to kill anyone? Well, then okay, go for it. Feel free to open that door.
Are you going to turn it, Dinwolf?
Sure, I'll turn it. I am not a coward.
The metal is so cold, even through your gloved... well, you took your gloves off, of course, to do the fine work. And it clicks and turns, and nothing happens. You're able to just open the door and go out. It would have been very bad for that to go through your hand. As y'all make your way into a enormous chamber. This would be the grand altar room of this temple. This would be where any sacrifices would be made. This would be where great celebrations would happen. You see several things as y'all walk in. One, there are great pillars going up and down along each side. The room is maybe about 200 yards long, so about 2 football fields long.
Wow.
All around here are symbols of a dragon's eye, and every single one has had a line jaggedly etched through it, much like the entrance. But that's not really what gets your attention. The least thing that gets your attention is at the end, where there would sometimes perhaps be an altar or something like that, is a giant throne. And at the base of the throne is a figure in full plate armor, and it is a dragonborn. And the dragonborn is so old. He is ancient. You have never seen a mortal being this old. And he is just decrepit, sitting there, and his hands are kind of shaking, and he looks just miserable. But even that is not really what gets your attention. It's that on the throne is a skeletal dragon.
Oh, boy.
And from this distance, you're again 200 yards away, you actually cannot tell if it is a sculpture, a creation of a skeletal dragon, or an actual skeletal dragon. What would you like to do?
Throw a rock at it.
That'd be a long throw.
I mean, Morezi could try. She might be able to make 200 yards. I don't know.
See if it moves.
All right. Should I just roll plus strength?
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy.
Okay. That is a 19 plus
This is a
22.
terrible idea.
22. So Penton and Dinwolf, you are in awe. Penton, because of the majesty of this skeletal dragon, and also, of course, your visions. And Dinwolf, because of just this is what you live for. This is the moment where you step into the room and just something like this that you were never expecting to see.
I've got everything. I've got my book out. I'm writing it down. I got this going. I'm going.
You're scribbling furiously, and then y'all just hear this crack as right on the dragon's skull, a rock just smacks the dragon's skull right in the head, and the eyes begin to glow a baleful blue.
No.
And
forced kind of glow.
The figure at the dais, at the foot of the throne, looks up at y'all, and you hear in Draconic, which I believe one of y'all speaks, correct, Penton?
That's me. Yep.
Just this creaking ancient voice says, "Run!" And the first skeletal claw comes down, boom, onto the ground, and the head cracks back, and the mouth opens with a smile. You don't know why a skeleton can smile, and a voice comes out of it, and all of you, I'm sorry, let me take that back. 2 of you have heard this voice before, but one of you, the voice was speaking directly to you. Think back when you were in the cavern underneath Loft's house, and there was a secret meeting of Drow, and you pushed with your lovely bugs, Penton. You pushed a bugbear into a pit with a baleful blue glow, and as the bugbear was consumed, a creature turned to you, declaring itself to be the master, and told you to give it the staff. And only the power of the staff prevented you from being cut in half. And you hear that voice again now, and it says, "Welcome to my temple. Welcome to your doom." I want to be clear that I don't want to railroad y'all. What you do next is entirely up to y'all. Okay, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I do want to do one thing.
What's that? Throw a rock at it?
Well, I was gonna say murder a giant dragon skeleton, but that also is cool.
Yes.
I don't know, I think we should talk to it though, because we've been clawing around in the dark for a while.
It's true. Y'all have been really looking for answers, and potentially you.
We're talking to Mr. Answer.
Yep.
This isn't a question Dad has to answer, but I'm wondering, Penton, do you think that the evil god whose name we can't talk to, maybe the Master, is his alias?
Maybe. This may be some sort of avatar.
Yeah, gods have avatars a lot. Or even just his underservant.
We'll talk about that when we get rolling.
No, yeah. Probably better to when everyone's here instead of a side quest. A lot of big important stuff happening during side quests, like when Osokai died the first time.
It's true. That is how he died, was on a solo adventure. But, it's also how y'all might die.
Yeah. I was thinking, also killing a dragon might not be within our reach, especially when there's only 3 of us. Though Dad did specifically I was thinking, Dad gave us a really high-level party member. That means we're also going to be facing a monster way stronger than we normally do.
Yes. Of course, you don't know how strong this creature is. It could be a dragon, or it could just be, basically a souped-up zombie.
That's a good point. I assumed that was why you made it a skeleton dragon instead of a stone dragon or an actual full dragon. Also, it's cool. Dad, when you were saying a decrepit old dragonborn, I was like, dang, you took my lizards and made them D&D.
It's true.
Decrepit.
They are decrepit.
Yeah, is my favorite word to describe them, because I think it's funny. It's a funny word, and it makes me feel better about the fact that my lizards are gonna, die within 3 years. Fun stuff.
Well, you never know. They have already, to be perfectly honest, even though their lifespan is, up to 10 years, most of them don't live that long.
Oh yeah, because most people are like, what's a UVB lamp? I've never Googled anything in my life.
Dinwolf, what did you roll?
18.
Okay, so we've got an 18 for Dinwolf, a 13 for Penton, a 6 for Morezi, and I've got 2 other rolls here, but actually, Dinwolf, you actually go first, even before the dragon.
Oh, wow.
What would you like? What would you like to do? There is a 200-yard long giant temple area that you're in. Pillars on either side. A decrepit dragonborn in full plate armor at the foot of the giant throne, and the skeletal dragon just boom come down, animating its eyes, glowing a baleful blue glow, kind of streaming out of its mouth, and it's saying, "What would you like to do?"
I have to use a weapon. I'm going to have to
Okay.
to bring it down. I was trying to not have to do that.
Okay.
So
you do have one ranged weapon. Well, and of course you can throw your knife as well. Oh, I mean your whip is ranged, but obviously it's not.
I have a sling. I have
Going
my
to,
sling. My sling is magic.
It is considered magic. Any stone that you put in it is considered magic. You do have that once a day ability that you can use as well at your discretion.
All right. Well, I would like to go ahead and dig out my sling as fastly as I could, of course. And obviously, I would hope that I have some stones with me. And I'm going to go ahead and Goliath this baby.
Okay. And just to check, are you using your special ability, or is this just a regular sling attack?
The first one will be, just the original, just the regular sling attack.
Okay.
Now, can a sling bullet travel 600 feet?
That's
is
a good point. I forgot that I said 200 yards. None of your ranged items can actually get across right now. You can begin moving closer, or you could potentially cast one of your spells, or you could try something else.
What do you think about a spike growth? At least it'll slow it.
That would, given your terrain where you are right now, it's not a bad idea. So y'all see, out of nowhere, you've never seen Dinwolf present with any magical abilities. Dinwolf leans down, touches the ground, and concentrates. And as a ranger, suddenly, spikes shoot up from the ground, blocking the path of the dragon. It just goes straight through them. And it takes, I'm going to have it go twice because it would move more. So it actually takes 5 points of damage, but more importantly, it actually is slowed down slightly as it kind of is uneven on its attempt to come towards you. It actually is slowed down, but it is moving towards you.
Difficult terrain.
It actually goes next. That's why this happens now. And it says, "You think that will stop me? Nothing can stop me now. I have destroyed my brother's temple, and soon the world will be mine." And it slams its foot onto the ground. Boom! And a shockwave goes towards y'all. It actually does take damage 4 times. It takes another 4 points of damage. So the funny thing is, like, you've actually done 9 points of damage to it with this silly little spike thing. But I need everyone to make a reflex saving throw.
Yes. 23.
That will do it.
22.
Wow, nice. And Dinwolf?
19.
Very good. So you all succeed, and just basically getting out of the way as the ground just cracks and splits and shakes, and you are all kind of unsteady, like old school Star Trek, shaking around, but you actually are not injured, and that will bring it to Penton.
So this is definitely the same, or at least an image of the same creature that Bahamut was fighting with in my vision.
Yes, that is your belief.
Okay. Baleful blue glow and all. How can we do this so that we don't die? I'm going to call out to it. Do you think that destroying a temple will stop Bahamut from stopping you?
Okay, and are you trying to accomplish something with this call out?
Keep him busy.
Okay.
At this point, keep him occupied so he's not destroying us.
Gotcha. So at the mention of Bahamut, the eyes narrow, and again, this it's a skull, so it shouldn't be able to do that, but they do. And it says, "Bahamut will not stop me. Loth will not stop me. Gar Glittergold will not stop me. The foolish Grumsh will not stop me. None of your foolish and pathetic gods will stop me. I will have the staff. I will have everything. And I will reign supreme in all realities."
Okay. As he's rambling, I kind of want to just fade into a slight meditative state and call out to Bahamut and kind of just clue, just send up a clue that this is happening.
Okay. So if this was Dare, or if it was Tix, I would make him roll a divinity. But in your case, I would say an Arcana roll would make sense.
Okay. That will work for me. 24.
24. So you just close your eyes and everything just goes away. And suddenly you're in a field, but it's a different field. It's not the same field as before. And there's an old man standing there looking at you kindly. There are 7 golden Labrador retrievers running around him. And he kind of tilts his head slightly at you as if waiting for you to say something.
Bahamut. Yes?
Yes, my son.
We seem to be in a bit of a pickle here. There's the giant skeletal dragon that you've been battling is, standing right in front of me right now, in an old temple of yours that has been destroyed.
A few things, my son. You do not have long. And he actually reaches down and he kind of rubs his knee, and it was that same knee that was tossed down earlier in your vision.
Right.
He says, "First, this is not even my temple. This is the temple of one of my brethren. And unfortunately, as you know, I cannot tell you the name of the creature you are facing. But he hates my brethren even more than he hates me, which is saying something.
I imagine so.
Yeah. If you want to be victorious, you will not do so merely with arms. He will destroy you, as you suspected.
Right.
Your only chance is to sever his connection with his world." And at that moment, a young, beautiful elf, but it's actually a spell scale sorcerer. It has glittering scales, but there's something malevolent about them, just like the way they're like that blue, black, gold. Sneaks up behind him and is trying to strike him from behind. And it's saying, "Naughty, naughty." And he raises his staff just at the moment, and the 7 dogs are... And your connection breaks, and you're back in that room.
Yikes.
So that counts as your turn.
Yeah,
to do all of that. However, you can say something if you would like to.
This thing is connected to this world somehow. We need to break it.
That makes sense!
I agree. I think this is a thing to do.
Whose turn is it next?
So that will actually bring it to you, Merezi.
All right. I'm gonna call out.
Hey, old guy, what's your deal?
You must run. He's too powerful. Please.
Why are you here?
I am one of the servants of Bahamut to overwatch his brother's temple.
Any magic shit in here?
Not in here. No, not in here.
Oh, do you think we have to go into... Do you think...
Oh, do you mean like in that cool portal?
Oh, I bet...
Oh, I bet we have to destroy the cool portal!
How much...
As you say that out loud, you notice a dragon head turn towards you, Merezi, and like necrotic energy is flowing towards you.
Okay, how many feet do I have to? Would it be to run over to that portal?
So you are a barbarian, so you have a fast land speed, and y'all just came through here.
Yeah.
So you alone could definitely make it this turn.
All right, I want to... Wait, do you think rage would increase my speed?
Absolutely it would.
I definitely rage.
Okay, and for the listener, describe to them what that looks like when you fly into a rage as you turn and run back.
My muscles tense, and my skin grows ashy as my blood sort of gets less close to the outside of my skin so that I can take more damage without hurting myself, and my pupils dilate, and I run with the speed of a deer running from its predator.
Perfect. As y'all see, Penton, you've seen this rage come over Merezi a few times before as she boom, 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 books it through the door. And you can see that thing covered. And what would you like to do?
If I still have stuff left in my action, I suppose I should just try and make some attack rolls on this, see if I could just destroy it.
Okay.
That would be a 23 and a 14.
Okay. And I did say with your rage, you normally have 3, but I'm going to say with that run that would consume one of those. But you still have that, and you hit it twice. And
right.
as you do, you slash, and the covering just kind of down, and it's just unsettling to look at this window as another world is inside, and as far as your eye can see are bones. Just bones as far as your eye can see. There's a red churning sky, and you can see what must be an army of zombies in there. And they may have noticed you.
Ooh.
And are starting to come towards you. Give me the damage for those 2 hits.
That would be a 10 and a 4. 14.
And a 4. Okay, so 14 points of damage to as you just slash into this weird oozing greenish whatever the hell it is. And you hear, even though it doesn't have a mouth per se, you hear like a shriek as you attack it. And that will actually, of all things, bring it to the ancient guy, and he raises up a tremorous hand, and he casts a spell on, or I shouldn't say a spell, he actually channels divinity, and you actually, Penton, feel the presence of Bahamut as he channels it, and it strikes the creature, the giant skeletal dragon, and does 17 points of damage to it,
Nice.
which is a very nice hit, and then he sort of like collapses down to one knee because he's really, really old. And that will actually bring it to you, Dinwolf.
I would like to go ahead and try to finish this baby off.
Okay.
And I will do it with my sling again, and this time I want...
It is in range now.
Okay, I figured this. And then I would like to use the magic stone to go with it.
Okay. Roll for that attack. That's a plus 15 for your first attack.
19.
19 will actually hit, even though it does have a high armor class. It's not that high. So tell the listener what that spell is that's on your...
It will shatter
Yes, it is the spell Shatter.
Oh.
Once per day, you are able to cast the spell Shatter with your sling. So you take your completely normal stone, pop it in your sling that you found a long time ago. It's a fascinating story. And you... Fing! And Penton, you're kind of thinking, great, you're throwing a stone at a giant skeleton dragon.
Yeah,
and
we already saw what happened when Morosi did that, so...
Exactly. It literally, yeah. And then that stone hits, and there is just, like, the largest gong in the world was struck, and there's just a boom, and the quarter where its upper hind area is, just so we're clear, Shatter is used to destroy non-magical objects of crystal, glass, ceramic, or porcelain within a 5-foot radius. So what happens is it actually just disintegrates this bone. And you can choose to shatter a single object regardless of composition. Now, it's technically not, this is sort of a gray area since it's an animated skeleton, but it's still made of bone. Oh, and that's a 6. So that is 6 times 10. So your tiny little stone does 60 points of damage to the skeleton. And it just, like, no one in here, including the dragon, is expecting this. It just, and its left forearm is gone. Like, it shatters to the ground, and it stumbles and falls, which is good because its turn is next. And it opens its mouth, and a wave of energy comes out. Because of that attack, I'm going to give everyone advantage. Merezi, you are out of the room. I'm going to give everyone advantage on your reflex saving throw. Or, I'm sorry, this actually would be... No, this would be a reflex saving throw.
Right.
And Dinwolf, you technically have evasion, which I will get to if you succeed. But as I said before, your reflex bonus is 12, Dinwolf. And you get to roll twice and take the best roll.
I got a 25.
Nice.
20. So 21.
21. So you succeed. Now you have your skill focus is, your diligent skill is evasion. So what that means is if you don't succeed, you take half damage, and if you succeed, you take no damage. So you succeed and you take no damage. Penton, unfortunately, you still take damage, but you take half damage, which is really good. So you take, it was going to be 13 points of necrotic damage. It actually didn't roll that well. Halved to 7. So you feel the necrotic energy just kind of baking into your side as you leap to the side. I'm going to say that Aphil, of course, was easily able to fly up into the air.
Sure.
And was not damaged. But that is not its only attack.
Of course.
Dinwolf, it's a little mad at you. I don't know if you might have guessed.
Just a little.
Yeah, and so it's going to swipe at you with its claw, and it rolled a 4! It has a plus 10 to hit. I normally don't say that. I'm just amused that it missed you with your leather armor. Describe to me, Dinwolf, how you would dodge a giant skeleton dragon swiping at you with its claw.
Oh, I know. I would take my whip. Is there anything low I could hang it on and I could swing across?
Look, I'm going to say there is because that's too cool. With the temple partially destroyed, there's stuff like hanging down. I
take my whip exactly and I whoosh it around. Flips around, I grab a hold onto it, and I swing out of the way right above him and land.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you take no damage from that, and that will bring it to you, Penton.
Okay. But while Penton's been dealing with getting attacked by a death breath and such, he's been he came to a conclusion that there was something that he obviously needed to do in this situation.
Okay.
So what he's going to do is retreat back into the circular room, to the opposite end, and try taking control of the sphere.
Oh, wow. Okay. I will allow it. It's the funny thing is, it's not that far. Like it's
right,
like distant, but it's not
it's
that
just
far.
outside the door. It's just outside the opposite door.
And you only have to be inside of it in order to try to do it. So I am absolutely going to allow this. And again, you have advantage, though you do need to roll well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hopefully. Wow. If there was ever a time to roll 2 1s, this was not it.
Now, I will say one thing, Pinton. Well, first of all, that means it's going to start coming towards you.
Right, it's not on me yet.
So that's not necessarily a death sentence at the moment. The other is you do have a point of inspiration.
Right. Plus, I wanted it to come in this direction anyway.
That's what I'm saying. It's like jumping out of an airplane with no parachute. It's like, well, I have succeeded in my goal.
Yeah, I'm heading down.
Exactly. So you fail, and you feel like you're. It's like almost slippery, like trying to get hold of it because there's nothing there. It's literal nothingness. Yeah. It's a hole in the material plane.
This is kind of a high pressure situation.
Yeah, and that too. And so, Merezi, as you're hacking at this thing, you just see this black orb of darkness just go past you, and it's coming right towards you, Penton. So that is your turn. It's coming towards you. We'll deal with that in a second. Merezi, it's your turn.
All right, let's attack that nasty little bastard again.
And you have 3 attacks as you are raging.
Oh, yeah. Nat 20.
Nice.
Hey.
Let's see. 19 plus some stuff. I'm pretty sure 19 alone hits. And then 21.
21. All 3 hit. Roll for damage, please. And just give me the whole thing. And of course, the doubling.
Okay, my first attack, which was a crit, is a 14 with the doubling. Nice. Then I also do 5 damage, and then 5 more damage.
Nice. So you are just hacking into this thing, and you see the image through there kind of waver, and several of the zombies. These are not normal zombies. Guess what? Glow is coming out of their eyeballs, and they are coming towards you.
Bubblegum pink. I'm going to go with bubblegum pink.
Yes, it's bubblegum pink. You are correct. You can actually hear them screaming at you. Not zombie moaning, but screaming at you in various languages. But you are just hacking at this oozing green stuff. And you are being highly successful. It is starting to lose cohesion. But things are getting really hectic right now, and that will actually... The old fart can't do anything else because he's totally spent. So that will actually bring it to you, Dinwolf.
I'm gonna have to help out. I want to use my sling again.
Okay. You do, and I forgot to actually roll for the other ones. They wouldn't have been a whole lot, but you do have 3 attacks. Your ranged actually is 16, 11, and 6 are your 3.
Yeah, I know. I was so excited I didn't think about that either.
Yeah.
Okay, so 34. Yep.
34. That will definitely hit.
14. And 14.
Okay, so the first one hits, and Pinton said in Discord, "Hey man, you got any more of those stones?"
I'm picking up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the stone; it's the magic
sling.
Can only cast shatter once a day. And so your first one hits, and it does 1d4 plus 1 damage.
Woo!
2.
2 points of damage. Yep. So after that first one where you obliterated a quarter of this dragon, your second one, you're just like screw you, dragon, and ping. Just, you see like a little chip of bone come off of it, and you're just like, gotcha. Yeah, and that will bring it to the dragon. Gonna do a quick little roll here. Nope. Its breath does not recharge, so it is going to swipe at you, Dinwolf. It is going to hit with that one. Oh, Dinwolf. Huh. So I would like you to make a reflex saving throw, please.
That's always a good thing to hear.
20.
20. Okay, so you do successfully save against the last one, which is really good. It's a slam attack that you saved against because it rolled a lot of 6s on that one. However, it does do 38 points of damage as it slashes into you with its claws. And you, Penton, you are in the middle of this battle, or your eyes are looking both ways as you're trying to track the sphere and trying to track the dragon, and you see Dinwolf just disappear below these claws as he's just knocked down from the force of them. However, on the last one, it tried to swipe at you with its tail, and you managed to dodge out of the way, and that would have been especially bad. So that's good. But you have taken 38 points of damage from those 2 hits. And that will bring it to Penton. There is a Orb of Death coming towards you.
Right. So let's do something about that.
So as before, you can either run from it, or you can try to control it again. And
we're going to go with the control part.
Okay.
And as I do that, I'm going to say, Merezi, get out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't. I just kind of
that's
watch a little.
Much better. 29.
Yes. It both stops and will now go where you command.
Which is toward the window.
Okay. What is your intelligence? I'm sorry. What is your intelligence modifier?
0.
0. Okay.
Because basically what I want to do is just send it right into the window frame and up.
Okay.
Just to,
So
erase as much of it as possible.
Here's the thing. The minimum. So with your intelligent modifier, technically it would move 1 foot. However, the minimum is 5 feet.
Okay.
So it is moving towards there. It's going to hit it next round, but it has not hit it yet.
Okay.
So you have gained control of it. It again, whoop, coming right towards you. You stop it, your hand up in front of it, gain control, and then your hand kind of sweeps to the side, and it starts heading towards that window.
That was very cool. That was a cool move. Just wanted to let you know.
What did you
say
that
was a cool
again?
move. Just wanted to let you know. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As you're bloody on the ground, and you're just like,
and I'm still in my
cool.
field book, writing it down.
I just literally yeeted.
That I
Sphere
know.
of
That is very
Annihilation.
cool.
The correct tense is yote.
Yote. I apologize for my aged unknowledge of hipster language.
Oh, no, it's not.
And that will actually bring it to Merezi.
All right. One more try at this. I really want to... Wait, no. The Sphere of Annihilation is coming, so I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to use my rage speed to return back to the big chamber. I don't really think there's anything I want to do. Do you think that I would have the range to go to the old man, or would I have to pass the dragon and get out?
No, the old man is on the other side, so he is 200 yards away.
I give him a thumbs up
mm-hmm.
from the sort of doorway into this chamber.
Okay.
That is my turn.
There you go. Let me say that getting away from that window was a good move. The old man is still totally spent, and Dinwolf, it is now your turn.
Is there anything that is coming towards us at this time? I mean, I know we've got the angry dragon, but is the dragon actually walking, or moving towards us?
Yes, he is threatening towards you. He is kind of wobbling a little bit because he's missing one leg. But yes, he is coming towards you.
So could I create a snare for him?
Yeah, you have that spell.
I think I'd like to use it.
I would love for this to happen. I like this plan, and I'm excited to be a part of it. To quote a famous movie. Technically, this requires a circle of vine or rope or something of that nature. What would you like to use?
I have a rope in my bag.
That's right.
It's part of my archaeological stash. So, yes, I'd like to take my rope and use that, please.
Okay. You and throw it in front. And since I'm kind of playing with the time a little bit, I want I'm going to have this already go ahead and happen. Have him step into it and see what happens.
Okay.
He gets a 12, which with his plus 10 is one short of the DC 23 required. So he actually is snared by this. And he actually will be able to pull himself free because it's a rope and he's a giant dragon. But he actually is snared. It worked. And you slow him down and keep him from swiping at your daughter or you. And that will bring it to you, Penton. Or I'm sorry, I should say one last time. Nope, he does not recharge his breath. He is still going to take one swipe at you, Dinwolf, and he is going to hit. He's going to do 20 points of damage as he slams into you with one hand. With his that would actually technically be his tail. No, let me take that back. He bites you, and it's actually a glancing blow as you're leaping out of the way, but it hurt a lot because of his giant skeletal jaw clenching onto you. And that will bring it to Penton. I assume you're going to continue with your plan, right?
No, I'm just going to leave.
Oh, okay. You're like, yeah, that's fine. But
that's good enough.
But hey, Penton, I got a question for you.
Yes?
Where are you going to be physically?
Well, I'm kind of standing in the doorway nearest the giant chamber.
Okay. So there are specific rules for what happens if, I'm going to read this to y'all, if the sphere comes in contact with a planar portal, such as that created by a gate spell or an extra-dimensional space, the DM determines randomly what will happen with a D100.
Oh, Lord. Well, I suppose I should roll to make sure I've actually got the thing still heading toward the window.
Okay.
Because if I would fail, it would come at me, right?
So, what happens is, if I had rolled a 0 through 50, or a 1 through 50, the sphere actually is destroyed. But 51 through 85, which is what I rolled, the sphere moves through the portal or into the extra-dimensional space, but it damages it as it does. So it does 4d10 force damage to it, which is... I rolled
Hopefully
a 9. So, I obviously you technically can roll all of that, but I don't want to. So it does.
32.
Thank you. The thing is destroyed. By the way, why I was constantly asking y'all where you were, 86 through 100, a rift opens and creatures nearby are thrown into a random plane of existence.
Oh, well, that would make it a big turn in the story, wouldn't it?
It would. But you all have the sense, Morezi specifically said, I'm getting the heck out of the way. As the sphere goes through, it just destroys this thing and collapses on itself, and you see the green turning to gray. The portal stays open for just a moment, and y'all have a just delightful image of these zombies that have been, I told you they were coming right towards the portal, as the sphere just goes through them. Just boom, 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 boom. There's no resistance. There's nothing. It's just like it creates this 2-foot hole in these zombies as they drop one after the other, as it just keeps going through them for miles. And then the portal collapses and closes, and you hear the "Roar" of the master as his thing begins to disintegrate. Do y'all want to say anything to him before he is gone?
Screw you!
Bye now.
I'll try and be a little more eloquent.
Okay.
I'll turn to him and I'll say, like I said, Bahamut will put a stop to you, even if it has to be me to do it.
And let that be your final words. And it opens its mouth, and you see the necrotic energy building and building, and then the portal, whoop, and just like with the bugbear before, where it finally consumed the bugbear, he goes, well, shit. And then just, boom, the bones clatter to the ground. And he is gone. And the combat is over.
Whew. Is
I am
everyone
not
all
made
right?
for this.
You look like you've taken quite a beating.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
good.
not feeling very good. Does anybody have a spell for me?
Dinwolf looks very beat up.
I think I'm losing blood.
We should try and figure out a getaway out of here and get you to Tix. Well, maybe the old man knows how to get us out of here. Well, let's go talk to him.
Okay. He is he's kneeling on the floor. Again, he's in full plate armor. He's an ancient dragonborn. And as you get close, now that you're closer, Penton, you can clearly see the mark of Bahamut on his plate.
Okay. I'll say in Draconic, brother, are you well?
I am dying, but that is good. That foul creature had kept me alive for many, many years to do with as he wished.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's no fun being a pet.
Nah, it's not so bad. No, it's kidding. Of course, she is not your pet. She is your friend.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just making a joke.
Is there anything we can do for you?
You must stop. And he like, you see that frustration in his voice as he clearly wants to say the name, but he can't. I want you to know that this temple was, it was from the god of destiny. The god the dungeon master can't talk. Or I guess it would be Chronicipus.
Yep.
That sounds better.
Yeah, Chronicipus.
Chronicipus.
Yep.
We're going with that one. Chronicipus, and you actually recognize that, Penton. It's not a very well-known god, but Chronicipus is a god of fate, and is related to Bahamut.
Brother.
He says he kind of rolls his eyes, his ancient eyes. He goes, the master wants to destroy him as well, and then he can rewrite fate itself. And if he gets enough power, he may be able to do it.
Which is why he wants the staff.
Yes, he wants that level of power for himself. It was he who killed Set. That is how powerful he is, that he was able to kill Set.
That's messed up. I saw his corpse once. Pretty sure.
You did, and in fact,
Oh, yes, through that
you
portal.
stuck your head through. Yeah, that was actually the corpse of the god Set, the death god, who was dead. And with his shaking hand as he starts to kind of lean forward, he says, "You young man, come here." And he reaches to you, Dinwolf.
Young man.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Well, first he suddenly grasps your hand, and his strength is greater than you would have expected, and you suddenly feel better as healing, perhaps say a healing hand, flow through you. You are healed of most of your injuries, not all, but
Yes, I
most of
feel
them.
so much better. Thank you. Thank you.
There is a secret exit behind the throne. I think you will find your way out. But please, Please, you must repair the staff.
We were planning on it.
We're trying to do that. We're finding someone who's going to be able to help us finish fixing it.
Good. And then he looks to you, Penton, and he says, "Bahamut speed with you, little brother." And he dies. He was really, really old, and only the dark magic was keeping him alive. And he is gone.
I'm gonna just take a quick look and see if there's anything like that would identify him in any way. That could be like taken to somebody or like to a dragonborn.
So you search his corpse, which is standard operating procedure in Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. But in a respectful way.
Right.
Time.
Well, like how you tried to find that young girl who accidentally was killed by Audrey those many episodes ago. You do actually find a identification of a sort, because it's almost like a scroll of his order. It's like a commission. His name was Ulfmu. He was the dragonborn Ulfmu, and he was. I wrote it down and I forgot to transcribe it, and here it is. He is part of the Talons of Justice, which is part of the Paladin Code. He was a paladin of Bahamut. And if you find that order again, you might be able to at least give this commission to them.
I will do that.
Okay.
I will hold on to it with honor.
Yeah. That definitely doesn't violate your keeping things, because that's not keeping it for yourself.
Right.
That's just holding on to it.
If it's magical, I can't use it for anything.
Exactly. However, I should mention that he did have a magic ring on him.
Cool!
I would like to have that ring.
I suppose someone might be able
Give me
to
that
find
ring.
this useful. Can I tell what kind of magic it is from just looking at it with my magic vision?
It's protective. It's not a ring of protection, but it is protective type magic.
Denwolf, you wanna flip a coin to see who
I would
gets
like
it?
to take it, please, and I promise that I will keep it safe. Perhaps.
Well, how about I hold on to it until I can identify what it is, and then we'll see where it can best.
I guess.
I want you to know.
I mean, what if it's cursed? We need to find out beforehand.
Fine, but can I take a sketch of it, please, in my book? Would that be a problem? Can I do that?
Sure.
Is it a sketch?
Sure. That's really the priority right now, I think. Yes, not escaping this room.
And yes, and y'all to skip past things. You do find a secret entrance in the back of the throne. You make your way up a small winding stairwell that makes its way up above where the mouth of the dragon is. As you make your way out, the temple itself actually shakes and collapses in upon itself as y'all walk away.
Oh, can we walk in slow motion away from it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you've actually learned things today. You know that the Master was the one who killed Set. You know that he is trying to kill a god or destroy a god of destiny, who is related in some way to Bahamut. Bahamut?
Bahamut, yeah. You'll get it one day.
I'll get it one day. And you know that it's more important than ever to heal that staff. And that's where we'll end Chafing Armor. Did y'all have fun?
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I told poor Rebecca it would be about 2 hours, and now it's almost 3 hours.
That's standard
no
D&D
worries.
procedure.
Yeah, it is how it goes. But thank you all for playing.
Thank
Had a
you.
lovely time.
James, if someone wants to listen to Dungeons and Dragons Chafing Armor style, what would be a place they would go to do it?
Go to the YouTube.
YouTubes with the kids these days and the YouTubes, they're dancing around and dobbly doobadins.
Or go to chafingarmor.com.
That's right. You can listen to it right there on your internet machines.
Or
Or
use
on
the
that-
apples.
Yeah,
Use
funky
the
little
apples.
podcast app.
That's right. One of those podcast catchers of your choice. And Izzy, where can people see your art other than the Chafing Armor website?
Swamp Fiend Art on Instagram. Sometimes I post drawings of Chafing Armor stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes I don't.
That's all good. And Rebecca, once again, we want to thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us one other thing about archaeology that people usually don't know.
Believe it or not, depending on the culture that you are excavating in, and depending on the ancestry that may still be around, they prefer the bones of the people we find, the remains of the people we find, would actually be bulldozed away or crushed instead of kept and either reburied and or put in museum somewhere. So we have had situations before where we've had to. This was in Alaska again, but there were tribes around who were related to the people that we were excavating, and they would rather us take a bulldozer and bulldoze the remains over the edge of a cliff than touch them with our own hands. Otherwise, it makes us a quote-unquote witch.
Yay.
So culture is super interesting, and as an anthropologist, you absolutely do not judge. So there is nothing judgmental whatsoever about any of it. It's just fascinating, and you respect it.
Well, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of studying ancient cultures if you don't, if you're not vibing with the actual people who those cultures have left behind?
Yeah,
It's pretty
people
cool.
get unfortunately really caught up with the ethnocentricity of their own culture versus another. America is, you're drowning in a culture here. And so we have a tendency to, even anthropologists, lose sight of the fact that there is no judgment, that you go in as if you have no past. And that's sad. It's sad to see people who call themselves anthropologists do that. But you know what? If you do it right, it can be done beautifully.
That's awesome.
That is wonderful. And that's exactly why I was so happy to get you to play our own resident anthropologist / archaeologist, Dinwolf.
Sure, my pleasure.
And until we come back again, everyone, we will roll with you soon.